was fun. That was fun, period. Forget something?
Oh, my bad. My bad. Hey, guys.
I'm,
It's Tanesha.
and it's Kiara.
And you're now entering the live sister chat. Surprise!
Surprise. You may find yourself wondering, how did we get here, right? Frankly, the schedule is scheduling. So it's the only way we can get this episode in this week before our live stream. So we wanted to make sure we gave you the opportunity to get all the information on all the things wrestling related from us directly. But before we get started, this is your opportunity to hit that, what's it
Subscribe
called?
button. The subscribe
Yeah, the
button.
subscribe button. The button here, there, or,
The follow button.
anywhere.
Any button. Well, not any
Anywhere.
button. Do any button other than dislike or 0 stars. We want, basically. Sorry.
100%. We want you to hit that button that you subscribe and you follow our content so you can get the first notification, for instance, when we decide to go live at 10:47 because of timing, but also because all of our content hits at different times on different channels and you might miss something. You never want to do that. So with that, let's kick it off with the streets are talking because, man, the streets were saying things.
Oh, what they been talking?
Yeah, they've been saying some things this week. You might ask yourself what they are saying. Well, we're going to start with the thing that we're most excited about, which this week is the TNA NXT Invasion. Showdown. Because the name changed. Did you know why the name changed, Tanesha?
Because they punks. Because they some bitches.
No. but not love this for you. It's not that they are. Anyway, it's that they're insensitive to things.
Are you okay? I'm sorry.
No, I'm not. So originally, the event Invasion was a ring back to the 2001 WWF, WCW, ECW storyline.
Okay.
But because it's scheduled for October 7th, it's a sensitive date.
What's October 7th?
Yes, Zach, National Coffee and Cookie Day. Somebody needs to go ahead and deliver some because it's going to be a long night. So anybody know that DoorDash? You just let us know. You can send us a DoorDash card and we can make sure both of us get caffeinated for this episode. But yeah, essentially, October 7th marks the 2-year anniversary of the 2023 Hamas attack in Israel. And so because of that, they felt like it was very insensitive. And WWE quickly removed the name Invasion, replacing it with Showdown, which, again, they did discuss. Did you just raise your hand?
I did. I'm patiently waiting.
It's okay, Tanesha. Tell us how you feel.
How are they insensitive right now when they were insensitive about the U.S. going against Canada?
Excellent question.
I'm just saying. And then on top of that, the U.S., you had the 2 black people, the 2 black young people, going against 2 white Canadians. We didn't think anything was insensitive about that, especially in the climate of technically the U.S. and Canada kind of going at each other for tariffs and stuff. No, we didn't think that was insensitive. We just felt this was insensitive. Interesting.
Yes, it was interesting. I'm not going to even pretend that I understood the theory behind why this was more insensitive than a good portion of the things that they've been faced with, including Paul Heyman's conversation about Brock Lesnar previously. So I don't.
Or what about when Paul Heyman pretty much was saying us that Tommy Dreamer was dead, and he wasn't dead, but he was saying he should be dead. Like, I mean, at some point, why we just draw the line here, but there were so many other lines that got crossed that, or just like the whole what's that boy? What's that name? I'm sorry, right now I can't think of his name. But when they did the whole, he needs to break free of the whatever that was. And it was pretty much.
Oh, you're talking about you're talking about Tavian getting out of the quarter catch crew.
But it was how they said it, though, and how they were wording it. No one thought that was insensitive. I'm just saying. We just somehow draw the line here. Just here.
Perhaps someone felt it was insensitive. But WWE felt this was...
They could just did the invasion today. I mean, yesterday. Now wait
on the 30th?
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Technically, they had an invasion there too.
Fair.
But is it an invasion if you know that they're coming?
That's an excellent question. That is an excellent question. Is it an invasion if you know they are coming? I cannot answer that. So I don't know.
That would have been better reason why they changed the words, because technically it can't be an invasion if I know you're coming. So it would be a showdown.
I mean, listen, I think invasions can be known because the definition is an instance of invading a country or a region with an armed force. So I suppose you could warn someone you're going to do that, and that you just show up and do it is the invasion. So I can understand, but I don't know, because, until I looked it up, I would have absolutely no idea what the connotation, whether there was a difference between knowing and not knowing. However, one thing I did realize was that there really wasn't, how do I say that? Showdown is just not a sexy name. It's just not a sexy name. And so, yeah, that's rough.
So what name would you have proposed?
Here's the thing. I couldn't find one. I literally spent a good hour of my day going through synonyms, because that's my thing. But I was like, same confusion. I do not have a better way to place this, because everything I kept thinking, the closest I could get was takeover. And I was like, we already got that. So, but I do think they could have said NXT TNA takeover. Like, I feel like that could have maybe been a thing. I don't know, since we already talk about takeovers, but you know what? We're just going to let it ride.
It's simple. NXT versus TNA. Survivor Series. I mean, what you want. Or War Games. Or it could have been War Games. TNA versus NXT War Games.
Yeah, that's not terrible. Yeah, that's not terrible. We're not the ones in the chair. So, but I will say that did not take away how much fun we're having watching everybody interact. However, on to the next story.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an update in Vince McMahon's legal troubles this week. Bet you didn't know that.
I definitely did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that until today. So, surprise. Essentially, he continues to face escalating legal pressure because new subpoenas are emerging in that shareholder lawsuit. The one related to the company's sale. So essentially, this lawsuit came about in a Delaware court saying that Vince breached his fiduciary duties and manipulated the sales process that led to the merger of WWE with Endeavor's UFC to form TKO Holdings. The plaintiffs claim that McMahon favored a deal with Endeavor would allow him to maintain a position of power until he no longer did in January, even though other bidders may have offered a better cash out price for shareholders. The claim is that other bidders would have forced him out due to the misconduct allegations that he was facing and still kind of is facing at that time. So yeah, that continues. I still think it's interesting that we haven't heard much about this. other than there was some stopping and some starting, certainly with the Janelle lawsuit. But we haven't really heard much about it, and I'm not kind of sure why. Why it's gotten kind of quiet. Something to think here. However, people are being deposed, so I guess that's really the quiet part, is when the depositions happen and they don't make that stuff public.
Is Linda being disposed?
Probably not. You know, she might not know nothing, because to be fair, they live two separate lives, as she stated. I'm not saying, you know, that's all I'm saying is they live two separate lives. That's it. Yeah. So that's there. All right, on to the next story. I know. So AEW and DC Comics are doing a crossover, which for my comic book people, I would love to know how we're feeling about this. The story will feature the Justice League teaming up with top AEW stars, including Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega, and Mercedes Moné, to prevent a cosmic catastrophe. Sorry, I just had to get those two words out. Yes, you raised your hand, and I pick you, young lady in the orange.
It's actually red.
It doesn't look like it. I love that for you.
It's not as red as the Naked Man's robe back there, but it's red. So now the question I have. So now that you explained it, so initially the question, because I was listening, but I was listening to answer, not listening to understand.
Okay.
I mean, I'm being honest. That's why I raised my hand, because I was like, I got thoughts and feelings. Because what do you mean that y'all about to do a DC crossover? What are you talking about? We're gonna have Storm and them walking in the door, which means technically you need to have Jade, because she's supposed to be Storm. Anyway, now listening to understand, pretty much it just means that they're going to be in a comic book.
Yes.
But I mean, you know what? I'm not going to say that they shouldn't, because Alexa Bliss is just about to be in Call of Duty Mobile. And I can't wait, because I got a couple more days before that actually happens.
Okay, Alexa, so you're counting down to this, but there's a problem?
No one's talking to you.
Are you? You said the word. You need to spell it.
No one's talking to you.
Okay.
Anyway.
Fair.
So Bliss being a part of the Call of Duty mobile game as a character, a playable character. Are they going to be considered playable characters if it's a video game? Because then I'm not mad about that. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what Dean would be. I mean, not Dean, Moxley. I don't. You know what? Okay, good for them.
Okay, well, listen, I can understand the confusion that we are dealt with right now, but I was trying to explain it. So what I was saying was that, listen, it's a partnership. It's a collaboration. I do not know if there will be a video game, but I do know it's a comic book series. There's going to be a panel discussion in October, which is this month, at New York Comic Con, right? There's a signing with those featured AEW stars and the creators. And they're going to be along characters like Batman and Wonder Woman. I mean, I can imagine. It's a 2-part comic series, too, just to let you know. I can imagine this is pretty exciting if you are someone who loves comic books and if you are someone who really appreciates AEW. I feel like it's a smart partnership, especially because I really haven't seen WWE tap into this. So I think it's very smart and strategic, and kudos to them. But they're also the other part, which is kind of cool, is that it also leads into the Max kind of partnership in a way, because, Max is the home of DC's movies and series and TV shows and things like that. And then also DC Comics is sponsoring Full Gear's pay-per-view on November 22nd. So it's a beautiful relationship is what it sounds like to me. So shout out to AEW, because I wonder if there's a themed match that may or may not happen. Like, are they going to wrestle Batman? Is Wonder Woman going to show up? I mean, isn't John Cena's Peacemaker part of the DC universe?
I think so. I'm not a DC fan, so, but I would think so. I think so because it's on HBO, and HBO is DC characters.
That's right.
Because even the Rock character was a DC character.
Fair.
That movie was trash, though. But I mean, it was.
Yes.
But
yes, it was trash. I'm not going to even pretend it was not. Yes, it was trash.
You waited how many years for you to do that for it to be trash? I don't know, Rock. That was a little. I'm not quite sure.
I really love superhero movies, and what I tend to do is watch them more than once, but I can honestly and truly say I only saw that one time. Just once.
And I think I may have stopped watching at one point.
You probably got up and walked away.
I did, and then sat back down, or I was. Anyway, we're going to keep going. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we established two things. Tanisha's not excited about this. And I'm curious about if there is some potential overlap or some conflict, considering, like, I don't know Peacemaker's role, so I'm going to have to lean on other people to explain this to me. But could there be potentially some overlap? Because I would assume potentially that John Cena may attend this Comic-Con if maybe, I don't know. He might be doing something else, but I'm just curious if there's a overlap at some point, and if Peacemaker had anything ever to do with Justice League, and whether it was in the same universe, multiverse, well, yeah, whatever that is. So we're going to ask people to tell us. All right, lastly, the coolest thing that I did think about that I don't think we talked about was that AEW had the Women's World Tag Team titles unveiled last week, which I thought was taking forever, frankly. Considering they do have a lot of women who are tag teams.
I'm about to say, do they have tag teams?
Yes, unlike WWE, they tend to put a lot of their women in tag teams and tag team matches and trios matches and all the other things as well. So it's entirely possible that, that this actually makes sense. And in fact, Mercedes has said many times, find me a partner. So, I don't know how that's going to work for her, respectfully.
I'm about to say, I'm going to need her to take her 10,000 belts and go sit down somewhere. This might have a chance.
And with that, that concludes. That's gonna wrap up our Streets Are Talking segment. Except there's one more thing I want to mention, because we just found out about this because you told me while I was cooking dinner, that Andrade has returned to AEW. Now, I haven't seen AEW yet, so I don't have any context for this except to say I have seen a tweet, we don't call it anything else at this point, that Andrade had returned. And I just wanted to get your raw feelings on that. Like, what was your immediate response when you heard that he had returned to AEW?
I mean, I saw him. He looked good. But, I mean, I don't really know the reason why he left. So, I mean, they made it like, oh my God, he's back. And it was like, oh, he's back. And I was like, oh, that's right, he was here. I forgot he was here.
That's right, because you don't watch that much.
Yeah. But he definitely didn't have a mask on or anything like that, because I think that wasn't somewhere else he had a mask on. But either way, he didn't have a mask on. He was in the ring. He beat up whoever was in the ring or whatever. What are my thoughts? I mean, listen, clearly that is his profession. That's what he does. Do I think that based off the circumstances of why he was released, should he be taking a moment to himself? Yeah, but at the same time, maybe he did take a moment to himself, because I'm about to say, when was he released? How long ago was that? A couple months ago, right? Oh, it was like, Well,
When was
sometimes,
Andrade released? That's a good
listen,
question.
sometimes
Wasn't
he
he
just needs money
supposed?
and to help support whatever it needs to support. And whoever is going to give it to you.
September 13th. So to answer your
Well,
question,
well, he clearly got bills to pay. We all got bills to pay. So, he went to the highest bidder in the winner, and AEW it was.
yeah, I'm curious a little bit because I know there's always these kind of loopholes and contracts and such. And he was still technically under contract, but then they decided to release him supposedly, allegedly, based on a disciplinary issue. And so I was kind of curious if with that disciplinary issue, if it means something about an
Possible
extended
uses of
contract
things
or
that should
yeah,
not be
like
used. Hmm.
that. Certainly, whether there was some concern about substance abuse or something like that, or some illegal things, but also ultimately, I'm curious that if there was no 30-day, 60-day situation that was required, because usually there is, I believe, usually. So I'm just kind of curious what that is. I definitely wish him well. I hope he's good, but it's a little, I don't know. Also, on the other note, you didn't have a good first run with AEW. So I'm kind of curious what is different this time around. If there is anything different, or again, if it's just a play for money. So I'm curious. This just makes me kind of scratch my head and go, what's up with that? I guess we're going to let time tell the story, but all right, now we can leave. The streets are talking. My bad. I just wanted to bring that up before I forgot. I'm going to briefly talk a little bit about TNA's Victory Road. We're going to do some event recaps, and then we're going to get into all the wrestling that was so far this week, right? So let's talk a little bit about, like I said, Victory Road. That was on Friday. I know you didn't watch a ton of this, but there's a couple things I wanted to touch on. It was really heartbreaking to watch Ash by Elegance relinquish her title. It made me so sad. I think what made me the most sad was that I didn't really understand why, right? I certainly don't expect her to give us her medical information, but she definitely had a different physical presence in the ring. Right.
Did that say they AI? Girl, if I was AI, I would be skinny. Just want to put that out there. Anyway. Yes, back to Ash. I'm just saying that's what it says, right? They AI? We ain't AI. They signed talent from W. Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry. That's what you said. And I'm like, I am not AI, because I will be.
You know you gotta do better for her. You gotta do better for her, because sweet Jesus. If you would be skinny if you was like, girl, anyway, focus. So
okay, yes. So Ash by Elegance. Yes, we were talking about her. And the fact that she had a relinquish the title. So I even told you, because we were talking about it, and I was just like, no, something is wrong, because she didn't even look like herself. Like there was something visibly. She didn't look like who just won the title. No worries.
No, it's late. So anytime it's late, it takes a turn no matter what. No matter what. We just decided to share that turn with you guys live instead of me getting derailed in the middle of trying to re-edit this episode. You get what you get today. I want to answer that, but I want to go backwards a little bit to the signing the WWE really fast. Or I think I'm going to do it vice versa. Actually, we'll go to Ash and then we'll go backwards for a sec. Okay. So yes, you were right. She definitely had a different physical reaction. I definitely was concerned for multiple reasons, because there's a lot of things that can bring that kind of thing on. Again, I understand it's not necessarily our business to know why, but it was sad. It just was sad. It was heartbreaking to hear her heartbreaking, especially with her coming and finally winning this championship, taking it away from WWE, which again will lead us to more questions about TNA and NXT later. But yeah. All right. So let's go back a little bit. They do sign talent from WWE so fast, which is a problem sometimes, I think, for AEW, because if you sign people without a plan, they get lost in the shuffle, and then they're immensely unhappy, which is what I think happened to Andrade before, right? He got signed, woo, 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 woo. They put him with Rush. He had, I forget, what's that faction called? I can't pronounce it right now because it's too late for me to put all those syllables together, and usually I can, but I can't remember it, and I'm going to butcher it. But the truth is, it didn't work. And I couldn't tell if it didn't work, why it didn't work. They had the assistant with him. They had him with Rush. It seemed like they were going to be like this really impressive kind of team. But now I think I saw Rush with Beast Mortos, I think. So I'm not really sure what this is. So I'm curious to see. Like, I can't wait to check out AEW sometime tomorrow while I'm working to figure out what happened here and who he beat up, because I know you don't have that information, Tanesha. Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Sorry.
He's like,
at least I gave that much. That's all.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, because I didn't know. All right, so back to TNA a little bit. But that match with Kalani and Ling Yi, Lei, I can't remember her name either. It's gonna come. Ying, Lei. Anyway, the girl who used to be Xia Ling. Xia.
Right, that's what she used to be in WWE. See, I'm like I said, she looks really familiar.
And I kept calling her that in my head too, which is why I'm like, I'm pretty sure like I should know how to say her name, but I was just I kept calling her Xia Li, though I know that's not her name.
Another person that they brought up from NXT and then didn't know what to do with them.
Not a damn clue did they know what to do with that person at all in any way, shape, or form, which was a travesty, because when you watch her, similar like we talk about plenty of times, there's a lot of people who leave WWE and go to TNA and you're like, oh my God, how good are these people? So what is the difference? Is it the storyline? Is it the booking? Is it both? Is it that the talent feel more comfortable and confident in their abilities? I don't know, but she has really, really grown. And that incredible battle royale was something to behold. So I was like, was she this good prior? But also having Indy be there and be the special guest referee, like it was a really good match. And I thought Kalani looked like a boss there, which is great, knowing that she again trained in NXT and kind of got brought up in that system. But I was impressed.
I mean, she definitely came in NXT as a boss, as a championship, because I didn't see at TNA, so I didn't realize that she was even over there having a match. So when they said it, I was like, when did she get the title? When did that happen? And then I was like, oh, okay, now thank you for rewinding it for people who didn't see TNA and seeing that, but she came in as a boss. So kudos to her for winning that.
Absolutely. It was a great match. And then I did see Matt Hardy's match with AJ Francis. It was a tables match. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm just gonna let you watch that for yourself.
Like he didn't learn from when they did that whole thing at Slammiversary.
Oh, it wasn't like that. He definitely didn't do anything super high risk to the point where, again, my mom nerves were fine this entire match. Like I had no concerns about either one of them. So a match was had, and I just recommend you watch it, because I am giving no assessment about that other than a match was had. All right, then. Those are the only two I remember from that show, because...
Wait, was that bad?
I wouldn't call it bad. I would say that I think certain matches are not necessarily what I would say is a good thing for Matt Hardy, right?
Okay.
I think they tend to get lazy, and not that but like creative or whoever's booking it likes to book them in these same type of matches over and over again. And for me, I don't want to see him in a table match 20 years after the most incredible one, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. Okay. That being said, I do need to go back and watch Leon Slater's match because I just love everything he does. All right, let's talk about No Mercy because, girl, this thing, it was so good. I loved No Mercy. I loved just about every single match from No Mercy. And I think that they did a really great job of just telling excellent stories, balancing it against the physicality, and then also just being really cognizant of how the story looked on TV. It felt like it built. And I think NXT's PLEs are must-watch TV. Like, they feel like some of the best wrestling we get to see, period. But now it would take years from a TNA talent to go to WWE or vice versa. Well, now they're in partnership. So it doesn't take that long. It takes 5 minutes for you to go from one thing to another. Ask Jakara/Sade, because they called her Jakara-ish almost on last night's episode.
Well, they definitely said iconic. And then you got the people sitting here, iconic. You're like, yeah. Wait, we are not.
Yeah, no, they're the inspiration now. Now, if only we can get them on the main roster, because we have no tag teams. So, that being said. All right, but yeah, so I thought they did an excellent job. I can tell you our predictions were not that great. We didn't have an excellent track record for our predictions. No, which is a good reminder that if you're watching this, that we did put on our blog. The predictions are on our blog and absolutely can be cross-checked for how good or how bad we did. I mean, we did some well. Like, we definitely picked Javon Evans over Josh Briggs, right? Which was an excellent match.
We took Ethan because I knew he was going to do something.
We did, but I want to talk about Javon for a sec because this was another opportunity, and he reigned supreme. Like, that kid is something. And it was especially impressive because he was on SmackDown the day before. So it was just really...
Did he fight Sammy?
Yes. Yes, he did. And it was intense. It was not one of those matches where, you know, sometimes when they put people together, it doesn't work. Like, I'm trying to remember, like, I did it with Carmelo. They did a match where he wasn't, it was like there was a couple mistakes in the middle, and you were kind of like, and to a degree, Javon and Randy Orton had that kind of same issue where it was like, oops, like there was some mistakes because they're not used to working in a different environment. But I would say he looks pretty ready for prime time. And I am, first of all, I still can't believe he's 21 years old, but also that he's that damn good that fast. Like, he's good. And I like to joke that I think his limbs are rubber because they have to be. The way he takes bumps, the way that he, like, tumbles on the ground, the fact that maybe I think Trick threw him like a missile. Like,
it's because he's 21, and you know.
You're saying he's going to feel it later. That's what you're saying.
I'm not saying he's going to feel it later. What I'm saying is maybe in 25 years he may not be as limber.
Okay. That's a way to look at it. He may not be as limber. Okay. That's basically what I said. It's fine. Anyway, let's talk about Jordan Grace and this Blake Monroe match because we watched it with our other sister and she was having a moment watching this match. I wish she was here because if you had seen her reaction, it was hilarious to see. First of all, the weapons were hanging inside the cage. There was at least one time when I was like, please don't. But the real kicker was that she cut the weave. Man, we do not do that. That was like a heartbreaking moment for me.
Don't touch my hair.
I was like, Jordan didn't kill her. I mean, it's a miracle because I might not have stopped at the end if you messed up the good weave. It was amazing.
It definitely was a good weave. It wasn't a bad weave. It was a good weave.
No, that was the expensive weave.
Those bundles cost some money.
Yeah. And I was kind of heartbroken to see. I mean, her hair looked great this week. I'm all for a little changing it up, but Yeah, Blake still wouldn't be able to walk this week if it was me. You don't mess with the hair. But I thought there was some really great high spots. There was some moments, especially when they're at the top of the cage, where I was just like, please get down. Please get down.
And they did. They got down.
They did. And I thought that was a really good match too. And I thought that Blake held her own, even though technically you would think that this would be Jordan's match. But I think you were right. You picked Jordan this time. So.
I did. I knew Jordan. I just knew it was time for Jordan to actually get a victory over Blake because, girl, I don't know. Like,
you don't know what?
I don't know. Like, I just don't like. For Blake, it's just like you're. Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I want to say because we live and she can't edit it out. So.
I thought you said you wasn't gone.
Oh, you don't care? Because I don't care. Okay, cool. Okay, because you seemed like you was having a moment earlier, and I was like, okay, I need to tone myself down a little bit. I'm going to say, one, you ain't Barbie. Two, I don't know who told you were Barbie. And if you were supposed to be the mean Barbie or the devilish Barbie, you didn't do it right. Because, girl.
I thought she did it right. No. I called her demonic Barbie. I think it upset your sister. But I called her demonic Barbie.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying Blake is not good. However, they are drawing out this Blake and Jordan situation too long. And hopefully this is now it was a nail in the coffin and we're done and we're moving on. Because if we're not moving on, it's redundant. Jordan could be fighting other people. Jordan can go after Last Legend because actually I'm kind of tired of Last Legend and Jada Parker. I'm done with y'all too. Y'all are done.
You're done with it?
It's over. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
There's way too many other people in that locker room for y'all to be fighting each other. I don't understand.
Yes, you're right. To answer the question, yes, Javon Evans. I think he is from one of the Carolinas. I don't know which one. Sorry. Am I from there? I mean, I live somewhere around there, but I don't know. I think he's from a Carolina.
He is not from Carolina. Does she live somewhere in Carolina? Absolutely.
Don't let my sister. No, I'm not. I am not from a Carolina, but I do live somewhere in the Carolinas. No, I agree with you in some cases, but I do like Blake's little demonic Barbie. I felt like at the beginning I didn't get it, especially with that mirror entrance. It's weird. Like, it was really fun watching it through Kevlin's eyes because she was like, what the hell is happening here? I was like, this is her entrance, and she comes in with the mirror. But yeah, that part confuses me a little. And the whole biting the finger thing, I don't get that. That's supposed to be sexy.
Oh, you from New York? Where you from?
Harlem, he said. Harlem.
Where? I don't even see it. Where?
I have it up on YouTube. You're gonna see it in a sec.
Oh, you from Harlem? Okay.
Hey.
Let me stop listening to me and
Thank you. I was gonna say, let's not get you in no kind of trouble, ma'am. But no, I think it's weird. There's some things that she does that are strange, but I did like the demonic Barbie situation. I did. I'm not gonna lie and pretend that is not. It's a little enjoyable. It's a little like off. But I did mention it's starting to remind me a little bit more of Toni Storm. And so I was like, I need her to carve her way a little further away from it, in the sense of like a blonde who is doing too much in that sense, right? So almost a caricature of who they really want to be. Because if you think about,
a copycatter.
A little bit. I need her to kind of find a lane that's a little further.
Not original.
I didn't say that exactly, but.
Well, I'm saying it. Not original.
All I'm saying is I need her to find a character that's a little, it feels too similar to what Tony's doing. And I'm not saying from the exact character perspective, but I am saying from the way that they're diving into that character, it's a little, off-putting. So I definitely think that. But
can I stop for 5 seconds? You're gonna hate me, and I love you, but your chocolate dropness is so glowing over there as you were talking. I was like, oh, look at my chocolate jockey over there just glowing. All right, go ahead. I just wanted to give you just a little bit, because I was thinking like, oh, she is just giving it all. Beauty and everything with the chocolateness. Okay,
I love you. You're awesome. Okay. Anyhow. Why is my sister like this? She definitely likes to throw me off. Can we talk about Soul Ruka at this point, please? Can we stay focused on Soul?
Sure.
And
Absolutely.
Jada's surprise contender, because obviously Lainey was injured at some point.
But was she really?
I mean, if Lainey...
what?
This.
Like she's been doing a lot of other things and injuring other people. Was she really injured?
Yes. I don't know. All I know is that this week she owned up to beating down Jasmine Nix on her way out the door. But I was like, why? So I was like, were you truly injured on Saturday, or
did you get injured because or are you injured because your dumbass didn't know how to beat somebody up?
I have no idea. I don't know. But what I do know is that Soul looked fantastic in that match, and we both predicted that Zarya would eventually turn on her, and that hasn't happened yet. So I just think it's only a matter of time. I think that's only a matter of moments for sure to happen, because there's no way that Zarya is going to enjoy being number 2 forever.
Oh, she definitely not. She didn't even like it when she was like, you got picked. Okay.
No, there was no way Taylor was going to enjoy it at all.
Attack her. When she attacks her, people are going to be surprised, but it's going to feel so good. And I'm not saying that Soul is not a great champion. I'm not saying that Soul does not deserve it. I just think when they're at the pivotal point of making partners turn on each other.
That's right.
It does come from a place that we may have been watching, but at the same time, don't know exactly where it's coming from. That's right, girl. I gotta tell her. She, you got always let them know how chocolatey and how delicious they be looking. Okay, I'm far, far away, so I got to. I mean, granted, my brother-in-law tells her all the time. I'm just saying, I gotta do it too.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm just gonna play this part for him. I'm just gonna play this part. I can be like, listen. This is what my sister says you do. The question is, do you? Like, I'm just gonna remind him. I'm gonna gently nudge him in that direction. A little reminder, never hurt anybody. But no, I do think I'm ready for Zarya to turn on Soul. I think we've been teasing it for a bit. We did see them come up to SmackDown. I'm just ready for a bit of a shift there. Another thing to note, Ethan's match with Tavian Heights, there was no way he was losing that. We were both right about that. But I thought Tavian did well. I was very confused at his clothing choices. Like, I kept asking, I was like, did he have 2 leggings that were the same? What was happening with that outfit? And also, and the most important question is, when did we start wrestling with jewelry on like that?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people do it now, especially Jimmy.
When did we start that? I'm just real confused as to when we started wrestling with jewelry, earrings, especially necklaces. Isn't that a hazard?
It can break. You can get stuck on something and choke. There's a lot of things that can happen. I mean, they have even their rings. If they're married, they have their wedding rings or their wedding rings. Jeez. they have all of that stuff now. Like it's not even like a thing where they used to bring. I remember they used to have it on and they take it off at the end of it. I remember Jimmy used to take off his necklaces and stuff. So I don't know where it came from. I don't know why. It definitely seems like people are aware that they're not supposed to touch those things. But all it takes is for one mishap.
One, that's right. One slight issue, and then it's going to be banned for everyone everywhere. It just feels real, exactly, dangerous. That's my problem. I'm like, are you well? Because especially watching Tavion and watching the necklace kind of catch in his mouth in a couple places, I was like, first of all, that necklace is a little thick for this. And then second of all, like, I'm a little concerned that it get caught in something and something happens to you. So it messes with my mama nerves there. There it does. I ain't gonna lie. There it does. So yeah, but I thought he did a good job. Let's talk JC Jane and Lola. I think we're both ready for JC Jane to lose that title. I think we both knew Lola wasn't going to get the job done.
It's over. It's a wrap. It's done. Well, I mean, she almost did it.
She did almost.
But that match was actually really, really good, though.
It was.
I mean, for real. Like Lola really did bring her A game. And JC, I mean, she is getting better, sure. So good to see a good match. However, it's time.
It's time for JC to lose that title.
It's time for Miss Parker to get this match. It's just time. Like, I'm not understanding why. What did they see in her that overshadowed Jada?
I wouldn't say that I think it overshadowed Jada. I would say that I think they're rewarding her growth and her loyalty a bit, right? Like, I don't think it was specifically to say that she is better than Jada. But I do understand your frustration because I do share it. I don't know why Jada hasn't been able to elevate herself. Like, she's over with all of us. We all love her. No matter where she goes, we're very attached to her. I think she does extremely great work in the ring. She's athletic. She's talented. She's charismatic. Not all things that people often have in common, respectfully. So I don't get how she seems to just still be in this level. I'm not sure what'll get her over. And I do agree that I don't think her rivalry with Lash is like the way to go. That being said, the main thing we needed to talk about was this Oberfemi situation with Ricky Saints, because I didn't agree to this. I just want to say I don't. It confuses me. I was like, Oberfemi came out looking like the god of all gods from Mount Olympus. So how did it happen that he loses to Ricky? Now, I enjoy Ricky Saints. I have said this multiple times, but I don't get it. They said his reign is like 262 days. I could have saw it going on forever, because there was a time where NXT champions would be like NXT champions for a minute, right? Like, if you think about the Adam Coles and you think about the Johnny Gargano, like, I was like, what's happening here where it's time for him to go? On the other hand, no, not on the other hand, I don't think it's time for him to go, because we've already discussed that this could certainly, like, I don't want him to go up to the main roster and end up Carmelo Hayes. It's the same concern I have had for Montez. Like, I do not want you going somewhere unless they have a clear direction for you. And what ends up happening is, I think Shawn Michaels' team does a good job for writing the stories on NXT that envelop everybody. Like, there's a little this, a little that. There's always like stuff happening at that level. But when you happen to move it to the main roster, a lot of those get lost. A good example of that is what happened to, like, hate to keep using Killer Cross, but that is an example of what happened to him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I also think it's an example of what happened to Carmelo. Like, they just kind of had him around for a while. But on the other hand, Braun Breaker's been breaking things. I mean, why? What's the difference? I felt like they were equally charismatic and both very physical. They both made mistakes early on. So it's not as though he was better in any way. So I'm just concerned that if they move him up, they don't have a long-term story for him. It might just be a short-term story, and that's a dangerous position to put him in my opinion.
I mean, I don't think that Ricky Saints was the one to take it off of Ofemi. I think the fact when they had Trick and Ofemi going against each other, now that was a good one. And I definitely I'm not sure if Apollo got released.
No.
I don't think so.
Not unless it just happened.
Yeah. But what I will say is Oberfemi definitely could have had it. Now, granted, I understand y'all was looking for a new direction, but now where does he go from here? I mean, he's probably on vacation, which is probably rightfully deserved, because he definitely was not in the building last night.
He was not.
I did not see no Femi. He did not say it was me. I'm gonna be here. It was none of that. So I do hope he's getting rest and he's getting the vacation he's most rightfully deserved. However,
okay.
He should still be champion.
They didn't use him that much.
Because I definitely don't even think Trick should have won both. I do think Ofemi it is. And then truthfully with Ricky, it took 4 of those DDT type things?
Yes.
To sit here and actually win. But I mean, or maybe he may be able to stand his ground, because he definitely put Trick in his place at the end. It was like, know your role and shut your mouth, because this is I'm Uno.
Co-captain.
And I wasn't even sure when he became co-captain. I was like, when? I said, hold on, I watched this whole thing. When did you become co-captain? Because I don't even remember. Because I'm like, Jason don't got no damn co-captain. Like, why is the men, and only the men's side on NXT has a co-captain?
Didn't.
Mike Santana don't need no damn co-captain. Like, I don't understand.
Well, he's co-captain. You got to remember. So I'm not sure if you saw this part, but you did see Santino basically say they don't trust Trick enough to lead the team. So that's why he brought in.
I'm not saying I understand that part, but it's still one of those, like, when did you become co-captain? Like, I feel like I've watched it, and I don't remember no one saying, hey, Trick, you can be co-captain. It was just like, so I'm co-captain, so we're going to do this. And it was like, sir.
Yeah.
You didn't get picked because no one can trust you.
No one can trust you.
No one can trust you. And on top of that, they're already having some issues too, because it's like Kaylani much deserves to have a championship. Now she has to have her loyalties lied. Where am I, TNA or I'm NXT? Which one am I? Well, I'm going to stay over here, but how?
She's confused. She's confused, as she should be, because I would be equally confused. And we're talking a lot about NXT because I think, honestly, what this proved to me is that NXT is just the better show. Like, it's the best show on WWE TV, which is, like, unfortunate to say, considering we're about to talk about...
They have so many shows.
Yes, and that we're about to talk about SmackDown. So, hot mess. We're going to start at the Hot Mess Express, which was that women's championship triple threat match with Tiffany, Jade, and Nia. I mean, it started out great. It didn't end that way.
I will say I'm happy that she didn't win. But
that's the focus for you. Anything but for Jade to win.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
And I think
Let it
they
go.
just are running out of people, or they think they're running out of people because they're not really running out of people. They have a lot of people in that back room, in that locker room, that could be contenders for the championship because Tiffany
True.
definitely needs that shit taken off of her. However, I will sit here and say
Okay.
Jade was a G for getting cut like she did and kept going.
She did. And I saw when the cut happened because it was, first of all, it was a very
I
weird.
was trying to figure out when it happened. So I was like,
when she threw her into the stairs. When she
I
threw
know,
her
I
into the
watched her.
stairs.
The one when she threw Nia into the stairs. Oh, okay. Nia threw her into the stairs. Because the clip that I seen, it showed that she got busted open after she threw Nia into the chair, into the stairs.
She
And
had gotten thrown into that first,
okay.
right? So it was similar to what would happen to Jay. Like it took a minute for us to see like the blood come up, but it did happen when she hit the stairs. But then if that wasn't bad enough, then it just kind of fell apart. It just fell apart a little. I felt awful for Daphne. I was just like, this is a hot mess express. Like,
you know what? No, ma'am. I don't know. First off, the cameraman was wrong for making sure he put you on South Street, okay, to show how you did not fully count. You didn't. Matter of fact, she didn't even hit the mat. I don't even know what the cameraman was trying to prove there.
No, I don't know.
And then Nia sitting here kicking out after it was like, man, did you take a nap or something? Did you forget you were supposed to kick out? Because why all of a sudden, after she already said it was 2, you still there and go, oh wait. Okay,
but here's the thing. What could you do in that situation? If she had kept counting, the match would have been over.
Up.
Okay, that's real. That's real.
But I mean, they talk to them anyway, so why couldn't you just? And sometimes it's to the point where it's not even invisible anymore. We know you talk to them, or they're not even invisible. Because at least when we were growing up, I felt like they kept that really like a secret that they were talking to each other. Like you may see them do something, you were like, did you just say something? But it still was never a thing. Now it's like they be holding them in the rope. Let's go. Okay. Like, why? Or, you okay? Shush! Stop talking to me! Focus. Do your match. So the fact that she could have easily said, you're not supposed to win. Wake up. Are you okay? 1, you okay? 2, get up! Like, so at least would have been in sync. And then I saw somebody, they post something. I saw somewhere, either on Twitter or on Instagram or somewhere, they was like, oh, she's good. The ref is going to get fired. I said, for what? This ain't the first botch. She's the first ref who made a botch and didn't, like, someone counted somebody out and they weren't even supposed to count them out. Orange Juice was like, I wasn't supposed to win yet. Like, all I just want to acknowledge that Nia probably fucking fell asleep in the process of the match, and then it just. And
yeah,
this is not the biggest botch because how can we forget about Nikki Bella and Becky? Okay, let's just talk about it because this is not the biggest botch. Let's talk about them because if we talk about them, Nikki kicked the air and Becky pretended to fall even though she was nowhere near the kick.
It happens to numerous people. It's, you got to suspend belief. But yeah, I do agree. I have noticed a lot more talking during the matches. So that's a good point. I have noticed hella talking during these matches lately. And I think the messed up part now is that they have mics in the ring. So I'm like, but you can tell now when they're getting ready to talk because they do this. They do that. And I'm like, tell her to get up. You're going to be okay. And yes, I did see Jade slip off that top rope. Yes, I did.
That's why she's not ready. But the rest of like,
why are you like this?
Everything's okay. Like, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Everything's okay. Yes, they're fine. Yes. Okay, done.
You know what? I'm gonna need you. You know what I'm gonna need you to do? I need you to be a referee. Because what kind of unique, creative way would you go about listening to people yell in your ear? I just want to say.
What? You said it's time? It's time for them to get up. It's time? Okay, cool. We gotta finish this match. Hurry the fuck up. 1 2 3. All right, we're done. Cool.
Okay, Tanesha. Okay. There's lots of thoughts and feelings there. So, and listen. I just think it happens. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the way wrestling is. It happens. And so you just kind of have to just suspend belief and relax. Like, it's not that serious, people.
Wait, one more thing. When did the refs stop having gloves in their pocket when they start bleeding? I've noticed that a couple times. They don't have gloves no more. Like,
you know what? I think I have thoughts because I was like, AEW, they always got AEW, if nothing else, they got some pair of black gloves in their pockets. So I did have questions about that too, because I was like, listen, now that there's all these bloody things happening unintentionally, but things happen, you should at least have some gloves. And I do agree with that too. I thought it was weird.
A part of the uniform.
It should be a part of the uniform now?
When I used, yes, because this, okay. Now, hypothetically, right? I work in the animal field, right?
Yes.
And
hypothetically,
the part of what always was in my pocket, even when I was just working at the desk, I had gloves in my pocket.
Okay.
And a pen.
And a pen.
Some paper. Because you never know when I need to write something down. Because some people be crazy. But I'm saying, that should just be part of the uniform. Instead of you worried about them being mic'd up so that you continue the match going, they should have gloves. Because clearly, people are fucking up and causing themselves to get injured unintentionally. But I've noticed it for the last couple of matches, or at least a couple of things. Like, why you still can't, what happened? Because now we go, and then too, what they used to do, I remember when they used to do that, I don't know if they still do it, but then when they play it back, when someone's bleeding, all of a sudden it goes black. And you're like, wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, because they don't want you to.
Now it's too much, but it wasn't too much during the thing. You could have faded black then. Like, I'm just saying.
No.
I'm off my rant. They can do a lot of things during live. They do a lot. They be sitting here trying to censor out the freaking crowd when they be saying crazy stuff. That's the whole point of us being live. They gonna say some crazy stuff. Why are you censoring it? Because everybody's so sensitive. Get over your biscuit. All right, I'm done.
Not your biscuit. Okay. Well, all right, Tanesha, take a deep breath. While we move on to, we're not going to talk about Sami Zayn and Javon because we already kind of talked about that. And like I said, he did a great job. But then I need to take a moment to talk about this contenders match with Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford and then Melodomiz, because I, for one, am so happy that is going to be over. Okay. I, for one, am ready for Carmelo to go off and fly away from the Miz's shenanigans, because how many times do we have to watch the same thing for you to kind of get it? And I was like, Carmelo seemed like one of the smart people. You know what I'm saying? Like, on NXT, he was always thinking, because he's a smaller guy. So you got to be smarter than the people around you. And also seeing him with Trick again during Homecoming really gave me all the nostalgia feels. I was just like, I'm ready for Trick to move up and go hang out with Melo and them take their rant on some next level things. No, sorry, that was a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just ready for that to be over. But I was also kind of confused how we managed to go backwards between Dawkins and Ford being over their thing. Like, we're homies. What is happening? Now, I already told you that I didn't want them to break up because I wasn't ready for it. But I also don't understand how y'all just deaded the beef like that fast? Like it was just that quick? Like how do we get there? What took us there?
Well, if they look at each other as brothers, it's very simple for it to get over. I mean, there's times where you can't stand my ass,
Fair.
and it's over.
That's fair.
Quickly as it came, is as quickly as it goes. So it's very possible. Or it could be a plot. And Dawkins is going to turn on Montez, but I don't think that. I think Montez is going to turn on Dawkins. If that actually happens. Or maybe they've heard our plea and said, we're not breaking y'all up now. Who knows?
So B-Fab is a miracle worker?
I mean, listen. She had to work for somebody because she couldn't keep the other three together.
Yeah, okay. It didn't work. Anyway, so fine. All right, Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. Now, this was the thing I did not know I needed. But we were right about Drew hurting his ass in that damn match because, first of all, I am still upset that he did not beat Cody. Especially because Cody's going to this freaking crown jewel situation again. How many times are we going to go into this? It's like more Cody at Crown Jewel. He better not win. Like that is how convinced I am at this point that now this is Seth's moment because Cody has 2 of these damn ring belt thingies. Like I'm over that. But anyway, back to Drew and Jacob Fatu. I kind of like the idea of this. I like the idea of mixing Drew up with Jacob, though I did want Jacob to spend more time in the title picture. I also understand the Sami Zayn of it all, right? Like, we can't quite get there yet. But I don't mind Drew and Jacob having something, even if it's a short-term situation, because we know Drew's going to be going to film some Highlander-type film soon because, Variety told us that Drew's going to be leaving us, as they do now. As they do.
I do have one right. Can y'all stop telling us that they're going to leave? Because then you're going to sit here and put them off on injury and then pretend like you did with Roman. And when he finally showed up, oh my God, after 4 weeks of being in it.
Okay, maybe it wasn't 4 weeks. Yeah.
Niggas, he wasn't broke. He wasn't broken for 4 weeks, okay? Like, y'all just, like, it's just like, if you're going to give me some storytelling, give me some realistic storytelling, okay? It used to work back then that they get written off and they'd be like, oh, okay. And then they come back.
Did it work or were we just children?
No, I just felt like as an adult, it worked. Like, it was like, okay. Or when they actually left, like when The Rock left, he was like, yeah, I'm going to Hollywood.
Okay, yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or when Hulk Hogan went to Hollywood. Or when John Cena taped Marines so many damn times. Or when the Miz taped Marines so many damn times. It was known that that's where they were going and they weren't written off for injury.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. But I did think mixing them up. I'm excited about them mixing it up. I was like, I do think that's a nice feud. Watching 2 kind of massive men going after each other like that. I'm excited. I think that's going to be a fun match for sure.
Oh, for sure. I think it's also good to see, like you said, to see Drew switch it up, change it up. I think also giving Jacob an opportunity to continue growing. Because, I mean, that's ultimately, if we really look at wrestling, right? We want our favorite people to grow. We want them to continue growing. We want them to continue elevating themselves to a caliber that we feel that they should be at. So I think this will be good for challenging on both of them. I mean, granted, it was kind of funny watching, him beat him with the boot. But
the boot.
Like, it was like, oh no, my leg is exposed. Oh no. But I am looking forward to that. That's a good little thing. And yes, I do agree with you that Drew should have won. I don't think it should have been Cody going against Seth. I feel like, granted, I get where they're trying to build this story up as, but I don't think it should be right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think that story should have been later. I think Drew and Seth have a different type of story that we have not fully explored.
Okay.
And that would have been good to watch that. You know, I'm Seth freaking Rollins and I'm Drew McIntyre. You know,
I
like stuff.
know.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm
I
saying? Like
understand
that would have.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they had a whole different story that I don't even think ever got finished or played out because Seth either got injured or Drew got injured or whatever the case was. They never finished. So that would have been good to watch that happen at Cold Drew, because then that would eliminate the fact of, oh no, Cody may get the thing again, versus, oh, we got two fresh people.
Like
So it could go
anyone
either
could.
way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Versus, oh, I really like, granted, we know you love Seth and you're going to go for Seth, but still you love Drew too. But it's still one of those
I
things.
do. This would have been hard for me.
This is just have fresh people, have fresh, as they say, fresh meat to go for something where you wouldn't know who's going to get it. Versus, oh no, Seth, I hope you get it, because if you don't, we already know who's going to, and he already got two. See, he don't need three. Like,
why do you need another one was my question. I told you, I just wasn't ready for Cody to get the belt back in the first place. I thought there were some other stories that they could take. I wanted him to lose it a little. I wanted more character development from Cody instead of going back to this I'm the quarterback situation. Because I'm like, are you? I think he needs something. I think he's missing something. Because even the whole Homelander joke I say, like, I'm like, where's his dark side? Like, there are layers to the way Cody speaks to people, the way Cody reacts to people. So how do we push him into a different? We don't have to go all bad guy yet, but I do think there's an opportunity to start to slip some of these things into the story.
Sure. I think Cody should turn into a heel at some point, or even how they do a nice evil heel, like Seth is. Seth is a nice evil heel.
Yeah, but you don't want to put him as Seth. See, this is where we are. So this is my little annoyance about Seth and Cody. I do think they're great dance partners. I think that they work very well together. But I feel like with Seth has changed. There's been some things that have shifted. Him getting with Paul Heyman helped to further deepen and darken his character a little bit. But his love for Becky kind of keeps a little, there's a little bit of light in that darkness, even though Becky is dark. You know what I'm saying? There's just some kind of like light in the darkness of Seth that even makes us want to sing his songs and be excited to see the crazy things he wears. He reminds me of Macho Man a little bit. You mean like a little bit of the theatrics and
I can see that.
And the storytelling, which is probably why I feel so deeply for Seth. But then when I think of Cody, I think of like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man all over again. That's what I think of when I think of Seth and Cody. I think of Hulk Hogan and Macho Man all over again, where you see somebody gets elevated and someone stays at like that second level, despite the fact that person shouldn't be. Like, I always felt that way about Randy Savage, right? Like, I was like, number one in Kiara's book. Like, there was I loved him 900% more than I loved Hulk Hogan.
Definitely. I love me some.
But I also think that he had a different talent for telling stories. And that's how I feel about Cody and Seth, right? Like, I think Seth has a way of making people look great, but also being able to tell these stories. Think about him and Matt Riddle. Take it back a little bit.
Okay.
That was a moment in time, right? That was a situation in which you were watching.
That was definitely a moment for sure.
Sorry, kid problems. But there was a unique way that you tell this story where you're kind of like, I'm having thoughts and feelings about this and I'm not sure. Like, even like him going in and out of character, I was like, whoa, wait, did we just leave the character? Like that just, it brought you in, it brought you deeply into their world. And I hate the idea that he does not get the due that I feel like he deserves, because I do think he is one of the best in the world. Don't get me started on the stupid PWI list. Okay. Crazy nonsense. Because it's the little things that he does that has such a unique impact on these stories. And he was a critical part of us buying Cody's story.
Yes.
Completion.
Yes.
Without Seth, that would not have worked. So like I said, I feel Seth brings an extra layer of a lot of things. And I'm not saying that Cody doesn't, because I love Cody too. Like, I'm not saying I don't like him, but I just feel like he needs another dimension to fully flesh out that character, where I feel like there's so many different ones with Seth, right? We don't know which Seth we're going to get on any given day. Even the Seth that was talking to his wife backstage, right? Like, you know, the husband look when you talking to your man and he's like, but you know, he's like, yeah, I hear you. And when you go check them, they're like, they can repeat what you said, even though you know they were not listening. That was the energy I got watching them on Raw. Like, yeah, you feel better? I mean, cool. I'm still working through my problems. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, that's relatable. I don't know. That's how I see them. And I think that's why I'm still more drawn to Seth than I am Cody. And I would like to continue to see Seth's elevation, but I don't know what it is that keeps him still there. Like, even if you think about it, even when Roman comes and Roman's champion, they always act like Seth is number 2, which I'm like, I mean, no.
Well,
I
when it comes to, I guess, working nonstop, okay, sure.
He's an extremely hard worker, but we talked about that. Sometimes when you work that hard and you're that talented, you get put in this spot that no one lets you break out of. I think that might be something he's suffering from too. I don't know why. This is not to say he hasn't gotten lots of opportunities and he hasn't had a lot of accolades, but I don't think he gets the due that he's ultimately deserved. Don't let me keep going on. You know how much I love that.
I know.
I could go and go. Just saying. But nonetheless, there was an interesting attack with Alistair and Damien and Kit in the back.
Well, one, I want to say I'm happy to see Damien, because I didn't know where the hell that motherfucker was.
It was his birthday.
For weeks?
No. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he was on vacation. I don't know.
I mean, if he was, well deserved too, but still. It was like, oh, hey, nigga, where you been? What was going on? What's happening? You showed up on your birthday? Oh, you like me? Hi, it's my birthday. Give me all the love right now. I don't care about none of y'all any other days, but today, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Like, I'm just saying, you know. It was just good to see him back in general. So, I mean.
Well, him and Alistair is a fun feud, right? Like, it's kind of fun watching them together, because Alistair is just he plays everything so straight. You know what I mean? Like, clearly, I did this for your own good.
You tell, like, am I gonna miss your skin? Are you annoyed? Are you not sure if you're annoyed? Or you get annoyed and you go, oh, I'm great. Are you though? Because I feel like you're about to come back and beat me upside my head. Like, I don't.
Yeah, am I about to be hurt?
No. Yeah, I'm like, not quite sure what it is. I mean, granted, there is some moves that he'd be doing. I'm like, well, if you didn't get knocked out, I would pretend that I got knocked out and just lay there, because I don't want you to try to do that again.
Girl.
Oh, I mean, I would. Why would I want you to attempt to try to do it again? Like, I watched him sit here almost knock somebody's head off. Like, why would I want to pretend for you to do? Why would I want to get up again for you to do it again?
That's fair. I don't think you would.
Exactly. So I said pretend. If I'm not knocked out, I'm gonna pretend I'm knocked out, so you can go ahead and just leave me alone.
Anyway, let's move on to Raw. You're so unique. Anyway, I can't. I think we should start with Seth since we just spent all this time on him, so we could just briefly talk through his interactions with Cody. And again, I've had all this. I'm going to say all I got to say about them too. I've thought. But it was strange for Seth to say, like, you know, we were never friends. And I'm like, Seth.
Like, you don't hate Roman that much that you decided to pretend to be friends with somebody.
You literally let them break your body for Cody to climb over it and get the championship. Which also pissed me off too, by the way. I'm not going to act like I was happy about that. I was not. But him and that watch, man. I just think the one thing we should take away is that Cody is not allowed to give anyone any damn watches because everyone seems to hate this damn gift. I mean, I'm not sure we ever seen Roman got one. I'm pretty sure then The Rock give it back. And now Seth is having thoughts and feelings about his damn watch. So I just feel like maybe we don't accept Cody's gifts. I mean, like, Cody, you need to get them a gift card. Like, you cannot buy the expensive ass gifts considering that they don't like it. They are very upset with you after. So I would feel that he needs to just kind of
I ain't gonna lie.
No more gifts.
He's sitting here talking about the watch. He goes, I don't like it. Well, the nigga give it back because it's on your hand right now. So how much do you not like it? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I don't like something, I ain't wearing that shit. I don't care if I'm meeting you and you ask me about it. I'm gonna be like, oh, it didn't go with my outfit. Or I'm gonna say something crazy. But for you to have it on and like, you see this watch? I don't like it. Negro, what? So they give it back. That's where Cody should have been like, well, if you don't like it, give it back. And then we were so Steph's like, wait. Why you trying to take it back? You just said you didn't like it. So, like, they could have played that so many ways, but it was just like watching them, hearing Seth say, I was not your friend. It was like, did you hear him say that he watched you as you blew out your knee? Sir, I ain't about to blow out my knee for nobody who not my friend. I don't care how much you pay me. You know what? You can pay me some money, but I'm still not blowing out my knee.
That's
I'm
fair.
gonna do something else. So I'm not gonna lie and say I wouldn't for no amount of money not sit here and try to help my enemy. But what I'm not going to do is hurt myself in the process.
Exactly. That what you just said, 100%. That's why I was like, this is confusing, but I'm gonna let y'all ride. But speaking of friendship, didn't really bode well for EO here. But before we get into all that, I have a question for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
What the hell is in that mist? Because what in the Kool-Aid?
Kool-Aid. Food coloring. Kool-Aid.
I mean, the Kool-Aid food coloring pudding dye. What is in that thing? Because it's not just mist that covers your face. It turns you into an entire extraterrestrial character. Like, how much of that does she have to spit on you to cover this circumference of your body? Because between Rhea and EO, I was like, ma'am, how did you manage to turn all of this skin? All of it. One color.
Especially when she hit you up here. But you know what it did? You know what it does? It reminds me of my daughter who hates getting her hair washed.
Okay.
So she thinks the water hits her face. And what she would purposely sit here and do, oh my God, the water. Stop touching your hair. Leave your hair alone. It would have been in your face. So watching it spit in the face, the next you know, like, you're like, what is happening? Why do we need to finger paint it all over the place? And then they're like, see, yes, because you rubbed it in your eye and you rubbed it everywhere else, versus just letting it be right here and have your eyes closed like they used to do, and you pretend that your eyes were hurting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
All right, but what did you think about that story? Because we know, like, the Kabuki Warriors are
I need
now.
them to wrap it up. Let me wrap it up. They should have wrapped it up a month ago, because this is the longest drawn out. Oh my God, we're family, and you disrespected me, and you can't have no friends. But
No new friends. No new friends.
like Drake says, no new friends, no new friends. But did y'all realize that y'all also were injured? I think y'all forgot that y'all two were injured while she was out here in these streets handling her stuff and being a champion. And Rhea, even though they had their battles, Rhea had her back. So for you to be like, hi, she looked up to me, I did this, and she's supposed to respect me. Well, she did, until you start acting crazy. Then you got Kyrie on this crazy train too. You can apologize, bitch. I ain't apologizing. Do you see what my face looks like? Are you tripping right now? And you the one out here looking like you don't really want to beat people up, but then you're like, like girl, you're on. And definitely when Io was talking, you could hear that. Don't hate me, guys, but you can hear the angry old Asian lady talking.
That's crazy work.
She's like, get that over here. I was like, oh, I felt like I was in a 99-cent store in New York, and they thought I was stealing, and I needed to leave. Like, that's what I felt like. I mean, I'm not sure who was watching, but the person from Harlem, you got to tell me I ain't lying, because they be sitting here watch you hard, and then if you don't get something, they be mean. You be like, all right, my bad, I'm out. That's how I felt.
Okay, well,
how did you feel?
Like I said, I mean, I like the story. I keep telling you, I like the story. It does not bother me. I get it. I like the way that, I just wish they told it a little differently, a little bit, because it's a little disjointed.
Hello,
like you said, there's some specific, hi John, there's some specific points in that story that I feel like they don't quite match up. Like you said, they were both injured. So you kind of left her on her own. So that is a direct
and now that you're back, she's supposed to sit here and be like, okay, yeah. No.
I didn't understand that part. I was like, you was not here. So she did her thing.
Wasn't it like a year they were gone? Like a year?
Yes.
And it wasn't even like one. It was both of them. And even when y'all came back, yeah, y'all was like, oh, we could be together. But y'all were too worried about getting the Kabuki Warriors back together. Y'all were not thinking about, and Io told you a long time ago, damage control is over. There is no damage control. Damage control is done.
It is.
Finite. So then you can be like, can we be called something else, like something close to Kabuki Warriors? Like, make it make sense.
You know what did make sense was that cute little picture that they had of them and her holding it.
That
was
like damaged now.
It is.
You spit in my face, and you think we supposed to be friends after this?
No. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what that that culture
WWE,
seems to be
never
different.
Know. That WWE, we never know. You be like, yeah, you're best friends. What?
I mean, I'm not going to be friends with you when you put that poison mist that stains all my clothing and my skin on. I don't. Again, the fact that it seems to continue to grow from the face to the entire upper body, I've never seen any mist do that. So I'm like, how much mist is this? So I like the story, though. And I told you, I can't wait for Io versus just Asuka. Now, Kairi seems like the unwilling party here. She feels like she's being dragged into this. Yeah, she looks like she's being dragged into this. Kicking and screaming.
I initially, yes, but I don't think that's the case no more.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I agree with that, but fine. There's that. All right. Can we take a moment and take a special moment to talk about Los Americanos? There was a wonderful vignette that was put together to explain there are tres hombres ahora. We have Rayo, who's in the red mask, and Bravo, who is in the blue mask. And
wait, hold on.
Ma'am, you are interrupting my TED Talk.
Sorry. Go ahead.
And together, they are a family. Okay, now I'm done.
You know, the moment you said Bravo, I'm going, what is this, the fucking shield of the fucking Americanos? What the hell?
Listen, I'm just glad they acknowledged there's 3, right? But I really thought that vignette was hella hilarious. I was like, they really need to start winning awards for these things because they put 3 Americanos on the Mount Rushmore. Like, are you kidding? Like, what is this? It was fantastic. I just was like, chef's kiss on this because this story has evolved from the nonsense that it was with Chad Gable to the brilliance that it is now. Like, it is so good watching them be crazy and drive AJ Styles and Dragon Lee crazy. Like, I was like, that match was great, first of all. And second of all, it was just hella fun. Now, granted, is it a little annoying that, like, these wrestlers, we don't get to see their faces? Yes. But it's good. And I loved it. And I love the way they're telling the story. And I hope they continue to bring it more into AAA. And now that they go for those AAA tag team titles, because I can't wait. I can't wait at all. So that was great. And then I also want to take a moment and say how Dominic looked great against Rusev. And that he won. Like,
I mean, it was a little dicey there. Cause
it did look like it wasn't going to happen.
It didn't. And then he tried to pull a Eddie Guerrero and he got caught. And he was like, and he was trying to explain it. He was like, I saw you. I saw you fall. Like, I saw you. But no, it wasn't me. You see it. And Ruka was just standing there like, so am I holding? What's happening? Like, what am I doing? Am I holding this still? Like, what? Like, and I was just like, but I will say I am kind of happy that he kind of won it on his own, even though he had them out there initially at some point. But he is, I will say he is becoming a great wrestler. And his gimmick is good, but his wrestling skills have definitely increase and have keep raising the bar for himself, that I'm actually happy that he has 2 titles. Now, granted, do I think he needs to hand over his Intercontinental title? Absolutely, because I think at this point, I mean,
I would like AJ Styles to have it at this point. I was like, can we have some 5-star matches with AJ Styles? What would we talk about?
AJ Styles talking about he looks like he's going to retire next year.
That was a story I did not add. Yes, I wasn't sure about whether or not to add it.
The grand, never say Grand Slam. Would be, but before he retires, I think that would be dope.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I think he's still incredibly talented.
Cena can have a damn year-long tour.
Never seen 17. Don't forget that. Never seen.
Long tour. That he's just finally wrestling correctly. I think AJ Styles should be given that same recognition of getting
the same energy.
And getting things accomplished that he hasn't got accomplished.
Fair. I don't hate that at all. I did appreciate Bayley. This Bayley is chef's kiss. Okay. You know how much I love Bayley, just in general, just because Bayley is amazing. But this Bayley that has a split personality and a memory that does not remember anything from one moment to another, delicious.
Memory of a goldfish?
She works. Yes. And it goes so good with Lyra, because at first I wasn't really sure. I told you I was over the nonsense between them. But I like that Bayley. I feel like it's a nice transition for wherever Bayley is going next, right? Like, this is going to become something. At some point, this transition, I feel, is going to be complete. Hopefully with her turning into this crazy ass heel. Because honestly, Bailey's too good to be defeated by Raquel. I mean, I like you, Raquel, so no shade here. But she's so good that like it just feels like she keeps getting the short end of the stick forever and ever and ever. Like a Natalia, if you will. And I know I'm not gonna go on my soapbox that I live on.
No, we're not gonna
with
go on
that.
I mean we could. I mean
we're not.
Just bring Natty versus Natalia, because we don't need Grandmama Natalia up in this joint, okay? Got
Grandmama? Natalia?
Yeah, that's how they act. That's how they treat her.
She's not even a great aunt. She's the grandmama.
No, the grandma. She's the one who's supposed to be in the moo with the slippers, walking like this. You good? No, you need some candy. I got some candy in my pocket. You want a cookie? I got a cookie. You want a cookie? Oh, you want the win? All right, sure. Well, you got this. You yes, a grandmommy. When she's so much
I didn't
more
say
than
it. I just want Kiara.
Well, she's so much more
did not say that.
Tanesha said it, and I'm proud to say it. And I'm saying it because she is more than that for that female locker room. Bust all that damn noise.
All right, let's wrap it up with NXT last night, because what in the... I'm sorry, Natalia, that she called you a grandmama. I don't know where that's coming from.
I'm saying that's how they're treating her. I don't think she's a grandma. I think Natty is amazing. She is a legend. She's a fucking legend. Like, I'm just saying. But they don't treat her like that. They treat her like a grandma.
All right, so we are ramping up for this showdown between TNA and NXT next week. And NXT was all about that last night, right? So we got our team captains. We got Ricky Saints and also co-captain Tricky Williams. He just self-appointed himself, because I just thought that was hilarious that Santino calls him Tricky. It's funny.
He goes, "Whose name is Tricky?" And I'm like, his name is not even Tricky. His name is Trick. Like, what is this? Tricks for kids?
It's not.
He was better off calling him Tricks for Kids. But anyway, go ahead.
Anyhow, so we have our team captains, Ricky Saints and JC Jade. And then we have Mike Santana and Kalani Jordan. And I think we talked about this briefly. Like, I still don't know how Kalani ends up being the Knockouts World Champion captain, because doesn't she belong at NXT? Like,
but technically, if he could trust Tricky, the tricks, the rabbit, the tricks are for kids. I mean, if he could trust him, he would have been their captain too. But he can't trust him. And truthfully, no one can trust him because he's a backstabbing rabbit.
Okay, well, then they decided to pick their respective teams. And then they had matches to pretty much support that. Miles Bourne defeated Josh Briggs because of Matt Cardona deciding to interfere. I still don't quite get that. And then Lola defeated Fallon, which gives me... Yes, but also annoying because Fallon deserves some time in the spotlight too. It was interesting. I'm glad that they picked their teams and all things got accordingly. But my favorite part about this entire night was that Mustafa Ali showed up and had words with Ethan Page, because they had no business letting that man go. I'm still salty that they had the audacity to release him, because it made no sense. We were head deep into a story, and we talked about this earlier, but they had no business. So I'm excited to see him challenge Ethan Page for the NXT North American Championship, though I'm pretty sure Ethan Page was planning to be going against the Latin American champion. So I feel like sometimes they start ruining some of these things with the matches that come after them. It's a little weird. Also, remember, there was supposed to be a title match with with Oberfemi versus Trick Williams. There was no mention of that this week, which I thought was interesting.
Because Oberfemi's on vacation.
There's still a champion, Ricky Saints, to go against Trick Williams. But I also understand.
Well, maybe they don't. Maybe to be honest, to be fair, maybe Ricky got it by accident and they couldn't take it back now. Listen, with these refs, counting and not counting or pretending to count or don't know what they supposed to be doing because they get their timing wrong. It's very possible he probably wasn't supposed to win.
Okay, if that's what you say. I think they intentionally made him win, but I don't think they thought it far enough through. I just don't think they did. And then I was like, we had this match that they have been talking about for weeks, only to have Ricky Saints win, and this match gets dropped. Like, confusion once again. But then now we have the Hardy Boys versus Dark State and their deliciousness for title versus title.
But we already know the Hardys are gonna win, or they're gonna, or they're gonna do what happened. Sorry, that was.
There's a lot of ors there.
Or they are going to do what they did with Trick and Oberfemi and pretty much someone gets disqualified. So then they both keep their titles respectfully. But if not, Hardys are going to win because we already know that they're going against the Dudley Boys for Bound of Glory for their titles, which means they have to have their titles to go for their titles.
Oh, so you're saying we got spoilers already?
We do. I mean, but to be fair, I do think it's time for TNA to get an NXT championship on their roster.
Yes, it's been overdue.
So I wouldn't be mad if they got two in their roster.
It's been overdue. It's been past time. Which leads us to the speed round. Because clearly we're going to be picking the winners of next week's Showdown, because I can't wait for that show. It's going to be bonkers, and I loved the energy of the end of the show where everybody's fighting, and then Shawn Michaels comes out, and I'm just like, they all sitting there in utter confusion. I'm like, Ava, be careful. You know what I'm saying? Don't get hurt while everybody throwing blows. Then we try to figure out where that weave went and who is hitting who. It was great. This is one of the reasons I think NXT is one of those things that you should just be watching. Like, if you're a wrestling fan.
Someone's weave?
Yeah, no, I was just being dramatic. No, honey, no.
Oh, because I was watching it too. I mean, it looked very chaotic. It was very, I'm watching the show on the ramp like, And it was like, and all you hear is Booker T, someone stop this. Where's the thing? Ava, turn around. Yo, and Ava and Mike are just like, oh, look at this. And they just pretended to walk out. And it was just like.
Yeah,
but
the lack of urgency was real.
Mom, I get it. Sometimes, yeah, but as a mom, sometimes I get it. When your kids just be doing certain things, you be like, you know what? I love it because you're going to be the one to figure out that I save you. Y'all did this. Y'all couldn't just wait. Like, it was just.
You,
anyway.
ma'am, what kind of. Anyway, speed round so we can get out of here. Winners take on tag team titles championship match. The other two members of Dark State are banned from ringside, so it's just Dion Lennox and Osiris Griffin. Awesome name. And then versus the Hardy Boys. So who you got?
Hardy Boys.
Same. NXT North American Championship match. Ethan Page versus Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa.
Same. Yes, because I do think it's time for TNA to have a title.
Were you just singing this song in your head?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What song was I singing?
Adam, Pierre, is Mustafa. No?
No, I was singing Hakuna Matata is what I was actually singing, but
Oh, okay.
But okay, I mean, now that you put that in my head, yay. Okay, so then we have our Survivor Series style elimination matches, men's 404. We have Team NXT with Ricky Saints, captain, co-captain Trick Williams, Javon Edwards, and Miles Bourne versus Team TNA, Mike Santana, Frankie Kazarian, Moose, and Leon Slater. Which, I mean, that's a good lineup. So who you got?
TNA. Because Trick is going to somehow think it's about him. And if it ain't about him, he gonna walk out because he in his feelings. Because no one loves him, right? Anyway, go ahead.
This is hard. I'm gonna go Team NXT. I don't know why I'm saying that, except we don't get nothing for winning. All right, women's 4-on-4 Survivor Series tag team match. Team NXT, JC Jane, Sol Ruka, Jada Parker, and Lola Vice versus TNA, Kalani Jordan, The Inspiration, Cassie Lee, and Jessie McKay. I love y'all. And Mara Sade.
I'm going with NXT.
I can't vote against Jada Parker, so I'm Team NXT too. So we're pretty aligned on that. And with that, thank you for joining us for this episode of Main Event Mamas, because it's been a long one, but here we've gotten the whole episode out in time to spare. And in less than 24 hours, you will get the opportunity to hang with us again and our two special guests that we'll be revealing tomorrow morning, who will be joining us in our confessions booth. And with that, we want to remind you that this is your moment. If you have not, and you are on YouTube or your favorite place where you happen to listen to us, Podcast Network, and we'll get into all that later, this is your moment to hit that follow button below. So you'll catch up on all of our content and you get the opportunity to hear us first, because we have a lot of shorts, a lot of thoughts, and a lot of hot takes. And I ain't going to lie, it's a little funny sometimes as things go. And with that, I mean, where can they find our podcast, Tanesha?
Well, I mean, definitely if you like to rather listen to us than versus look at our beautiful faces, which I don't know why, but if you would like to, you can sit here and listen to us on iHeartRadio, on Amazon Music, on Amazon Audible, on Pocket Podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, and of course on Spotify.
That's right. Which is your opportunity to make sure you rate us those 5 stars, because that's the only number that matters. I mean, let's be honest. But we also have our website where you can leave us a voicemail. You can register to become a guest on our show. You can join our mailing list, and you can catch up on all the content on all of our channels. I also want to remind you that there was a wonderful QR code that we added to our new opening, in which you can just join our Patreon. And yes, there are paid memberships and free memberships. We even have a blog that helps you find the free membership if you're new to Patreon and you're a little confused about how all this works. Because we have exclusive content that you don't get anywhere else. Like the fact that we were going live, we only posted it in 2 places. So either join us on our Facebook group, which is a public group. We invite all of you guys to come join us there, which has a whole different set of exclusives. And then our Patreon, which has our immediately interesting, never posted anywhere else clips. So,
like the Naked Man, who was on our last episode.
Yeah, that happened. That happened, but you won't get the full picture of what really happened between us if you didn't join our Patreon and see that. And with that, did we forget anything, Tisha? No.
Oh yes, we did.
Oh, our social media where you can follow us.
Where you
can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Threads. On Twitter.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
And then you can also follow us individually on Instagram. I'm Tanesha _MamaPod. Also Main Event Mamas Pod Main Event Mamas Podcast. Jeez. I'm a little crazy, I should know. We're on Instagram, as well as you can follow Kiara on Facebook at Kiara Mama Pod. Pod. Instagram, Kiara Mama Pod. On Twitter, Vixen Content. Wait, Content Vixen. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I didn't know you were dyslexic when you were tired. That's new. That's new. We're going to make sure we put her to bed shortly. And with that, we want to say we're not new to this.
We're so true to this. And this was Main Event Mamas. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
How does this always happen?